Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian Community's movers and shakers. Join our hosts, Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira guy Nissen, as well as the Jira amigos in the Peanut Gallery, as we sit down and discuss the latest going on in the Atlassian ecosystem. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life, the Jira Life chose us. Hello, Jira amigos.
And we're sponsored by Revyz. And
We are.
Revyz here.
Hey guys, good afternoon or good morning. I don't know. We're all in different time zones.
It's all over the world, Vish.
Yeah, it's all over the world. We usually just say hello.
Or good day.
Good day.
And good day is a good one too.
I was in Austin, and so they have that good day, y'all. I never will understand how they use y'all. I like you all.
You use it the same way. You use
know,
you all,
but
you use
you all
y'all. It's the
is
same.
more
It's the
natural
same
than you
word.
It's not. There's letters missing.
Wait, let me put in some controversy out here. Issues, tickets.
No, don't start that one, Vish. We've had that conversation with Jens. It will forever be issues.
And I think the official Jira Life stance is they should all just be renamed to tacos.
Or Jiras.
No, that one's really controversial. Just call them all Jiras.
After you showed me that people call them Jiras, I started seeing it everywhere. Now I see it everywhere.
Yeah, once you become aware of it, you cannot unsee it.
Vish, what is it for you? What do you call them?
I think I like the Jiras.
You like Jiras?
Yeah, because it, So, let me put a question to you guys. Is Atlassian more popular or Jira is more popular?
Definitely Jira. Nobody knows what the heck Atlassian is.
Exactly, right?
The only time I've ever heard someone who knew what Atlassian was is, oh, it's that company from the NPR commercial.
Or the t-shirt brand.
Yeah.
So I really think, like, because people, when you say Jira, everybody knows what it is, but in reality they don't know what the name of the company is, and maybe it was by design. I don't know what they were really thinking, but a ticket request issue, I think a Jira sounds like
and Jira is the right one.
Yeah.
Maybe the world is onto something and we're just not in it.
Maybe. I mean, it's kind of what's popular out there right now. As I said, once you see it, once you start understanding people are calling it that, you cannot unsee it because it is everywhere.
I wouldn't mind working for Jira.
I mean, as Atlassian creators, an argument can be said.
An argument could be made. So, Vish, where in the world are you? That doesn't look like your normal background.
I am in Cologne, Germany. It is, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. So that's where I am. I've been out since last or almost 2 weeks, coming up on 2 weeks. Been on the road, done, I think, 2 ACE events where I presented. I attended an ACE event which was in Amsterdam, which was hosted by. It was more about DevX, developer experience, and your book was raffled off.
How many signatures?
Sorry, say that again.
How many signatures did it have?
It had 2 signatures.
2.
And the plugin was, the other 2 authors are going to be there at Anaheim. You take the book, get the remaining 2 signed in.
I am really curious who's going to be the first person to get 4.
It's become a race almost, because I don't know if anyone's gotten more than 2 yet.
No, there's one with 3 right now. There's 2 with 3. There's 2 with 3 because we were at the Austin Ace. We were at the Austin Ace 2 weeks ago, and Bob, myself, and Ed signed 2 books. So there's
Okay.
two people from Austin that are on the prowl to look for the Jira guy. I don't know if Bob told you.
He has not told me this yet. That is interesting news.
Very highly incentivized people to look for Rodney. And they have been forewarned that Rodney will not be in Anaheim.
Yeah. Speaking of Anaheim, registration opened up yesterday or day before yesterday for Team 25.
It did. I signed up.
And
you signed up, Vish?
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
You wouldn't miss it?
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
I have serious promo going on, but I have to keep mindset this. I want to be able to get to Team 26. That's the goal.
Rodney, out of all the teams, though, this is probably not the
be
one
able to get to Team 26. That's the goal.
But out of all the teams, man, this is going to be a tough one to miss.
Well, we know for a fact that Atlassian is going to be there at least one more year. So what I need from the community leaders especially is to make like the Disneyland thing such a popular blowout event that Atlassian has no choice but to do it again next year.
Oh.
I need this from you guys.
I was just looking at Atlassian strategically picked April 7th for our night because April 8th and April 10th. So I do know. So this is how much this is what I do know. Bash will not be at Disneyland.
Okay.
I know this now for a fact because at Disneyland is having Star Wars night on the 8th and on the 10th. And so unless they figure out how to mingle those two together, I don't think they would kick half the park out prematurely here.
I'm sorry, but Star Wars night should be May 4th.
It is, but Disney.
Good. That you have to at least have that date.
Yeah, no, it is. But Oogie Boogie Bash started since August, buddy. They've been celebrating Halloween since August. These events are just in so demand that they do them for weeks beforehand. So yeah, so Star Wars night will be on May 4th, but there's like an entire month of celebration of Star Wars nights because there's too much demand and not enough people can get to it. But I know April 8th is the first night of Star Wars night, and April 10th will be the second night of Star Wars night. And so I don't think there's a small possibility that they may get the other part, DCA, California Adventure, but it won't be Disneyland. If Bash is in the Disneyland ecosystem, it'll have to be a California Adventure. I don't think that they would do it stacked on top of Star Wars night. At least that's what I've heard.
So Bash is not going to be at Disneyland, but the community leaders may have an event at Disneyland.
Potentially. But I will tell you all this too, right? So if you're planning to come into Disneyland, make sure you bring your Star Wars attire.
Okay.
So if I show up in Star Trek uniform, I'm going to be beat up, is what I'm hearing. Because I will do that. Actually, no, I won't because I won't be there. But I would do that if I was able to be there.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Bob's got it. Not that Alex takes sci-fi advice from us anymore.
I don't. It should also be noted that at Disney, you are allowed to, oh boy, what do they call it?
Cosplay?
Not cosplay. There's a thing when you kind of dress, but you're not really dressed.
I'm assuming this is not a violation of the YouTube terms of service.
No. So there's there's this term where you dress influenced by like the characters, but you're not wearing a costume, but you're wearing like I'm naked. This guy. No. Oh my gosh. My friend always tells me this over and over and over. It's starting to sound spicy.
It is. Yes, Alex, I don't know where you're going with this.
Oh boy. We're gonna have to have a special episode of the Jira Life After Dark just to go over those items. Oh man.
Just remember, I get to moderate that because I'm going to be the one sober.
You know what? I think for Team 24,
for you, Alex.
I think for Team 24, we're gonna have to like throw out the whole non-alcoholic thing out. Bounding.
Okay, I'm
Which
not
now we're
familiar
going
with that term.
I have no idea what that is.
Bounding is when you dress inspired by, but not exactly a costume, but like you'll wear like a brown, like if you're trying to be like Luke Skywalker, you'll dress in some similar colored clothing that looks like it's Luke Skywalker, but it's not Luke Skywalker's costume. But it's inspired by. So that is totally cool in Disneyland, because Disneyland, unless you're a little kid, you're not allowed to wear costumes in the park.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the only reason I'm
make sense.
telling you all this, not to make this a raunchy episode, guys. There you go. See, Stu gets it. Oh man, but yeah. So I'm very excited though. I was at the parks 2 nights ago, and I've already started to look at like there's some really nice like second floor overlooks downtown Disney restaurants. And I'm like, where would the marketplace vendors bring us over to? Because there's like 3 or 4 that are really, really nice. There's one super fancy one. There's a couple out there that are just like really nice at night. Second floor. I do know that there's a hotel across the street. It's called the Fifth or something like that, and it has a rooftop bar. And I know that it's been in high demand right now. I know a couple people have already tried to book it from insiders that I've heard. But all I can tell you, folks, 9:30 p.m. you want to be in an outdoor-like setting. You don't want to be in any night at 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
That's when the fireworks go off, right? So if you want to see 18 minutes of fireworks, you want to be... Actually, I think they're shorter now. I think there's only like 8 or 9 minutes. But the fireworks, 9:30 p.m. every night.
Shrinkflation.
No, more like rich people from Anaheim that band together to stop all the banging of fireworks every night. Also, highest crime rates in Anaheim are exactly 9:30 p.m. because all the gunshots get masked. But I'm very excited. I just can't believe that they're doing this like in my backyard.
I was so excited to be able to go. Like Jira Life crew had a whole plan, visit Alex, maybe co-opt his backyard as tent space for Team 25.
Oh wait, that's also happening, Rodney. Just you're not in it.
I know that's the problem. I'm not in it. But
all of the events are still happening. Vish, you coming over? You coming over to my house?
Absolutely.
What days are you gonna get to Anaheim?
You tell me when you want me to be there.
At least Friday night before teams.
All right.
Although the rooms in my house are quickly running out. I got Bob staying in one of them. Dr. Valerie might be staying in the backyard.
I think she's staying in one of the tents.
Yeah, she really wants to do the whole tent experience. And then Sarah might stay in one of the other rooms. But we still got room. I still got room.
Lina seriously wants to get like me on an iPad and just one of those iPad robots and just have me go around as a robot around there.
How far are you from the resort, Alex?
So where I sleep, where this room is at, I am 25 miles away.
Okay.
But where I'm going to be basing my camp out of at my parents' house, it's approximately 2.5 miles, 3 miles away.
Oh.
Yeah. So also, if anybody wants to ship anything beforehand, make sure it gets there on time. I can stash and store for y'all. So if there's any plans for that, or even post or whatever, I'll help handle some logistics.
Awesome.
It's gonna be a fun week. I'm very excited.
It's already shaping up from what I can see, and I'm like, I chose it.
Ronnie, my whole goal is to get you to FOMO so badly that you just like hitchhike it over here.
I mean, yes, but no. I
I wanted to highlight this comment from Andy because in case some of y'all don't know, Andy came out to Southern California last winter. I think it was last winter. I think it's been a year. And and I was like, yeah, let's go walk around the beach. And Andy's like, isn't it gonna be cold? I'm like, no, it's 70 degrees every day. And sure enough, he comes and it was 70 degrees that day. So we just went on a nice walk along the beach. For folks, okay, so you heard it here first, right? So if you're not, I would recommend, right? If you knowing what I know about Team 23 and 24, which are the only two teams I've been to, the Venetian is pretty big, right? And so there's a lot of walking just to get down and across into the expo hall. I would highly recommend that you consider the 2 or 3 hotels that they have put out, that Hilton, Marriott, or that Sheraton, because any other hotel, the walk is significant. It's a significant walk, right? So it's going to be a pretty long walk, and then you also got and keep in mind that it's going to be a very crowded walk, because unlike Vegas, when you're walking at 8 a.m., it's empty. The park's open at 8 a.m., right? So you got all the families coming out of the hotel. So there's going to be a lot of foot traffic at that time. So keep that in mind that you will not be in a desolate street because it should be pretty packed with people trying to get to the parks. 2, the farther away you are, though, the more you're walking, right? You're walking across major streets. There aren't any bridges like in Vegas, right? So you're going to wait for lights to cross. And so I would recommend you be as close as possible.
And this is exactly why I keep saying really shouldn't be at this one. Because major heart surgery and walking, especially in crowds where I can't control the pace, is probably not a great thing.
Just pull up Ryan and get yourself a little scooter. Problem solved.
That's true.
I mean, I've thought about it. But no,
I'm telling you can. I volunteer to go babysit you for a week, so you can have your surgery before. I'll get on a plane right now, Rodney.
I know you would, but the fact is, we still have to get through this week of tests I'm going through.
Yeah, I suppose.
Which I got a lovely call earlier from the doctor. Like, yeah, the deal you're going through tomorrow, we need to show up at 5:45 a.m. Not even an hour later, they call me back. Like, did we say 5:45? We meant 10:30.
So, Vish, what are you guys doing to prepare for Team 25 here? Anything different that you learned from last year that you wouldn't want to do this year?
Yeah, look, you do your retrospective. There's always things to, improve upon. When nobody's perfect, so. I think there are a lot of things which went well, a lot of things which we can improve upon. So I think it's going to be a mixed bag in putting all of those in place. But nothing. I don't think we were that off the mark, at least from what I recall. It'll be in the ballpark.
Nice. Well, there's no giant spear for you to take people to.
I know. I don't know what it is this time. So I need to go look it up. I got to do some research. I think I don't think we have gotten down to it as of yet. Figuring out everything, but I think it's probably time to get started.
Yeah, no. I think downtown Disney is probably going to be your safest, easiest bet to do stuff. There is a Lucky Strike. There's a bowling alley, and then diagonally across the street from the convention center, there's the Anaheim Garden Walk, and that place, there's a lot of stores and a lot of like venues as well there. I think the House of Blues is there now too, which is a concert area. There's a House of Blues there, and I do believe they also have their own bowling alley there too.
Yeah, it's been many years since I've been to Disney.
Whatever you do, stay away from the Anaheim Indoor Marketplace, because that's where people go to die. It's our swap meet. But it looks appealing on marketing paper.
I'll keep that in
And
mind.
there's also Knott's Berry Farm, so that's also a possibility. We call Knott's Berry Farm the poor man's version of Disney.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that a good bit.
April 8th would baseball still be in would it have started by then? I thought it was too early, no? Might be too early. What else, Vish? What else are you thinking here? How are you guys getting mentally ready for Team 25?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of new stuff which is going to be there, at least from our perspective. So I think, product-wise, new stuff. I got to tell you something interesting, which so you guys know Fun Man Andy. I'm pretty sure everybody on this.
Everyone, I'm assuming, knows Fun Man. I think he's one of like a handful of guests who have been on multiple times.
So yesterday he drags me over to go visit a museum, and I'm not necessarily a museum guy. Let me put it in a polite way.
Wait, were you in a museum in Amsterdam? Because those museums might be a little different.
Yeah. And then he says, "Look, my teacher always wanted me to go and look at this painting. It's been many years. He's been telling me that, and so I want to go there. I'm just gonna, you're gonna come along with me." I'm like, "Sure, okay." So we go there. So we go, and the painting which he wanted to see was the Rembrandt. And we go there, and they're busy, I guess, restoring it. I have no idea how old it is. I'm not a museum person, so don't ask me all those details. But it was kind of funny out there. It's a huge. The painting is as big as the wall behind me, or maybe even bigger than that. And the whole place is shielded off because there are two people working on it. So, the two people working on it, so you can imagine the size of the painting. And they want it to be in quiet, so it's kind of walled off. They have their glass enclosure where they're working. And then Andy says, "Hey, Vish, this is going to be a great picture. Why don't you start, or just stand there? I'm going to take a picture. People are restoring stuff." I'm like, "Sure, I'm sure that's the reason why you brought me out here to make your point that it's expensive to restore stuff." So you're going to see a bunch of pictures on on social media, talking about restoring Rembrandt.
That would be a campaign to run for Revyz, right? The price of restoration.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it, right? It just made me wonder. Like, there are two people sitting in this, like, it's a glass enclosed place, because they're doing some. You don't want to mess up that painting, right? So you don't want to be disturbed from all the people outside looking at it, whatever, talking and so on. And that's an expensive thing to build up to begin with. And you have these two people dedicated doing that. I don't know, they've been doing that for a couple of months, according to what was put out there. So imagine the cost of actually restoring a painting. I never thought about it till I saw this.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people, I just in general, right? Like, IT companies have their budgets, right? But they always have their budgets for, I always see like evergreen, right? Or for good days. But they don't really usually consider how expensive a bad day will cost them. And usually until they have a bad day, they don't really know that they got to invest in those rainy day funds. And they also don't know that they got to invest in tools like yours, right, to prevent rainy days from happening.
All right, let me ask you a very different question, both of you guys, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You're slowly waking up.
Yeah. So, you both own cars? You own your own cars?
Oh,
Right?
Ronnie is
Yes.
a very proud owner of a Nissan.
It is
something.
not a Nissan.
Honda Pilot. No, Honda Ridgeline.
Not a.
The Honda Ridgeline.
It is a Honda. You're getting there.
Not the Ridgeline. It's a Ridgeline, isn't it?
It is the Ridgeline.
Yeah, there you go. Ronnie,
Right.
don't even mess with Ronnie and his Honda Ridgeline. He's very happy or proud.
All right. So he's got a Honda Ridgeline, which he owns it. And Alex, what's your car?
I'm in Southern California. What do you think we drive? White Model 3 and white Model Y.
All right. So okay. So now's the question for you. Okay. So something breaks down in the car.
Let's go with the Honda because Teslas don't break down.
I know that's a lie. All I have to say is the word Cybertruck.
There's nothing in the car for it to break down.
And yet, they
and yet,
found a way.
exactly. And
they
yet,
found a way.
all right. So who's responsible for, mechanical,
Well, if it's within the first 50,000 miles, it's the manufacturer.
sure, a post warranty.
Well, then you are as the owner.
Yeah, the owner is responsible, right? Okay, great. All right. Now let's say, you're in a unfortunate rainy day type of a issue, and it is your fault. Or let me say you're in a rainy day Jira. I shouldn't be saying issue, right?
Yeah.
So who's responsible for that?
You still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now let me switch it up. Well, Alex, probably not exactly applicable for you. Rodney, I hope you're going to make it into you're going to show up at Team 25. You line up at LAX or I guess maybe Ontario, right? Maybe that's closer.
SNA is the closest
SNA,
long
right.
range.
All right.
Yep.
So you rent a car and then you drive over. Okay, so now let's take the same two scenarios. There's a mechanical issue with the car. Who's responsible for it?
The renting company.
The vendor is responsible. Who are like enterprise,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the
right?
renting.
All right. Then you run into a Jira.
That's on you now. That transfer of ownership is depending on the situation.
Right. All right. Okay. So you got both of those right. Now let's remove the car and put in software out there. Okay. So let me just pick on this. I shouldn't be saying this word, but I'll say it anyways. Data center software. So you bought your data center software. Let's call it some software. You know what I'm talking about. Who's responsible for patching it up?
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The admin.
And then let's say there's a database corruption. Who's responsible for that?
The admin.
Admin. Okay. Now let's move into the SaaS world. So car, you owned it. Data center software, you owned it. You're completely responsible for it, right?
Right.
Now let's go to software as a service or cloud. Same two scenarios. You got to patch it up. There's vulnerabilities all over the place. Keep happening every day. There's something new which you're discovering. So who's responsible for patching it up now?
The vendor.
Vendor, right? Okay. then
I'm waiting for the trick question, Vish.
you have a Jira. You have a Jira going on. What happens if there's a Jira?
What do you mean?
What happens if there's a wreck?
Yeah, there's a whatever. Somebody fat fingered something.
Well, I mean,
On the customer side, on your side, not on the vendor side.
well, you are.
It's like if you run into someone while in a rental car, you're still responsible because you did the action. So you have to pay to make it right.
Right.
Either in physical pain or time, expense, or whatever.
Right. So software as a service is very similar to renting a car. Right. You're renting the software, and you got to do all the things. Which, I mean, the analogy part at least. Similar to renting a car, you're responsible for some things, and the vendor is responsible for some things.
Yeah.
And you should know about it. Now, interestingly, a lot of people, at least people whom I've talked to, they somehow think when they rent something, it is completely the responsibility of the vendor. Now, but when we talk about a car, then like, oh yeah, I get it, but
they think it's like a Costco return policy. You can just return anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I think Costco, I think that's the thing, right? You nailed it, which is, I think everybody thinks like software. I mean, it's like Costco.
Just return it. You don't like it? Mattress not working out for you 10 years later. Just return it.
Yeah. Hey, I think Costco has tightened up their policy now. That the 10-year thing is gone. I thought they're kind of. I think they have a policy now which is if it's electronics, there's I think within 30 days or something, and again depending on the.
They have a list too. I know 2 people that are on a list. They're on a watch list.
Really? They're on a watch list. Wow.
They have a special list, and when you're trying to return something, your name pops up on that screen, and you don't want your name popping up there.
Oh wow! So they're on the frequent flyer. On the no-fly list.
Yeah, they're definitely on a no-fly list for.
That's interesting.
Oh, Andy's leaving us. I hope he doesn't have to jump.
Andy Gladstone, base jumper.
I like how Sean said that you haven't lived enough. You haven't lived enough if you aren't on some watch list. I actively avoid.
It does have a point.
So, Vish, this 2 weeks of touring, going to Aces, like, what does Revyz get out of all this? Other than lack of sleep for you.
Yeah. My sleep is kind of messed up right now. I think I sleep, I don't know, like 3-4 hours. I'm really looking forward for Saturday.
I'm like, it's 2:30 p.m. for you normally right now.
Yeah.
Wait, you went to Phoenix too?
Phoenix? I hope not. Am I supposed to be in Phoenix?
That's what this comment says right here. Vish was in Phoenix.
Oh, was in Phoenix. I thought I'm supposed to be in Phoenix at some point.
Poor Vish, he's so tired.
I'm like, I didn't know.
Vish, let me send you like an invoice for like 10 grand right now. You look like you're in a mental state of mind to just approve things.
But coming back to your question, right? I think it's been actually a good learning experience in meeting a whole bunch of people and talking about how they
talking about car rental.
Actually, that's what I figured, right?
Costco return policy.
Yeah, that when we started talking about car rental, for some reason, everybody got the analogy, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a new thing. I mean, that I didn't realize it myself because we've been doing this kind of the shared responsibility thing for renting a car or anything which you go and rent. You rent a house. I guess it's the same thing.
And deal with the Airbnbs, right? You punch a hole through that wall, it's on you.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, having these conversations with the different folks, everybody's there in different phases, at least again, when it comes back to Atlassian and the Atlassian tooling. Met a whole bunch of customers who are on data center. They're considering migrating. They have their own considerations and concerns. Various different experiences. I think over the last 13 or 12 days, I've been in 7 cities. So pretty close to every other day I'm in a different place.
When do you start a band?
When do I start a band? I guess probably that's on the Jira list.
You're gonna have to compete with Chris Cook. Weren't we at one point, Rodney, trying to make a whole playlist of music?
I think that was a plan at one point that just kind of fell by the wayside.
Oh man, this
is our biggest problem. We have all these great plans. We even write them down sometimes, not always, but sometimes. But then we never get to them because we have so many ideas and so many other things going on.
Ain't that the truth?
But I've still got to get Alex on a European tour at some point.
Wait! I have to tell you this thing. The most exciting part of the tour or this trip was
as highlighted below.
Well, that's just the list of places where I was, but
those are the ones with the IRS, right?
I guess I got to put all the bills together and then put it's going to be a pain putting all those bills together now. But I met this guy, really interesting person who's been involved with Atlassian. In fact, I would recommend you guys need to invite him to this show.
We invite everybody, Vish. Nobody wants to come.
He's been involved with Atlassian for I don't know, probably last 15 years or more. So he's done a round trip on a sailboat. No power on that boat, okay? It's a sailboat from Tallinn, Estonia to Iceland. It's a 3-month round trip.
That's a long trip.
That's a long trip. So he took me to his boat, and then we went over to an island to look up his boat. That was pretty exciting, at least to me. And then Estonia, for I guess a little bit of history, is an ex-Soviet republic or a satellite station. I would have maybe a satellite country of the Soviet Republic many years ago. So the island has got some very interesting things. There are bunkers all around the island built, back in the day. And then there are these missile silos which are there. And I was asking him, why do these things exist? It's an island. Who's, what are they scared of? Why did they build that? And could you guess what the answer is? Why were they building these fortifications on an island? Only on one side, by the way, not on all. Not
around the whole thing.
Yeah, it's only on one side.
I don't know.
Rodney, you want to take a guess?
If they only built fortifications on one side, that's probably the side that's most vulnerable. The other side has some sort of natural defenses.
I was going to say man-eating piranhas in the water.
I was surprised by the answer. They did not want anybody to leave that island because one side, faces out, I guess, I don't know, maybe let's 60 miles or something, or 100 miles out. You hit Sweden or Finland. They didn't want people leaving, so they had all these fortifications on that side of the island. And of course, maybe it's also if somebody comes, attacks you, you have some defenses. But the bigger thing was they didn't want people to leave.
That reminds me. So I was in Texas a couple weeks ago. My cousin has a 10-acre lot, and they have a fence, and they have a really, really nice fence, electronic and everything. It opens up sensors, but to the sides there was nothing. And I'm like, can you just go around?
By fence, you mean gate?
No, well, I mean the fine. They had a huge gate, no fence. So I was like, why in the world? Why would you put the gate but no, not the rest of it? Like, he's like,
It's aspirational. You see, the gate is there to give them a starting place so they can build off it slowly.
I'm sure that's what it was.
And then there's another interesting thing about this place. In the winter, which is now, I guess sometime in January it gets, even more colder than what it is now, and the sea freezes.
Mhm.
Right. So the boat, it's about, from the mainland to the island is about, I think by boat is about an hour and 15. That's about maybe 30 miles roughly. And during the winter, given that it freezes, you can actually drive. You're driving, it's an ice road. But here's the thing which I learned, which is, it's kind of pretty amazing, which is if you're driving on that ice path, you either have to be driving below 40 kilometers. I guess Europe, everything is kilometers, no miles.
Mhm.
So you're either below 40 or you're above 70. Not in
Obviously, you've never seen the Mighty Ducks movie, have you? Coach Bombay can he knows how and when to drive on that ice.
Yeah, I've not. I missed that movie out. I guess that's on the
Like the 90s.
Yeah, I gotta go see that.
You should watch it because it's when you come to Anaheim, the movie The Mighty Ducks. It's based off the hockey team that we got.
I was just about to say, Alex, what are you saying? What you're saying is we need to have a movie night at the Ortiz house.
We are, but I was also gonna tell Vish. Well, when you come over to Anaheim, I'm gonna take you to an island. It's called Tom Sawyer Island, and there's a raft that we're gonna get on, and I'll take you to the raft. But it won't. I don't think it'll be nearly as cool. I'm also gonna make sure that I take you all to get some tacos so we can lay it to rest once and for all that a taco is clearly not a sandwich.
We've already decided. You proved that a taco is not a sandwich.
I know, but
you
now
also proved at the same time though that a hot dog is a taco.
At the same time, he said. I'm gonna take you to a taqueria and you ask them for a hot dog and you tell me what they give you. By the way, what kind of tacos are you guys gonna want?
What are the choices?
I mean,
well, there's a lot of tacos. Taco Bell ain't one of them.
I don't want bells on my tacos. That sounds like a health hazard.
Yeah, Taco Bell ain't one of them. But if you guys want, so my mom, she loves this place. My buddy calls them vapor tacos. You take lard, you heat that sucker up, and then with the steam of the lard, you heat up the taco. So that's about 10 miles east of Disneyland. I think it's worth the drive. There's a lot of taco places around there, though. There's TJ style. There's different regions of Mexico style. So there's also Taco Land, which is down the street from Disneyland. A little overpriced, but still good.
So what's your recommendation? Or
I will take you. My personal thing is I'm going to take you down to Santa Ana, those 10 miles east, because those tacos, you don't get flavors like that anywhere else. The only other place you can get tacos of that flavor is in Mexico.
Mm.
That's pretty authentic. And then there's another one that's like Jalisco style that are popping up that are really, really popular right now. So I'm gonna have to try it. I have my go-to places, but there's a couple new places that are popping up that I might want to take you guys to.
So which day is this? Like,
I'm telling you, you got to come like the Friday night before teams, and you got to stay until Sunday night because there's just too much to do, and there's not going to be any time to do it during teams.
So you're saying that? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Rodney.
No, I was just thinking what we need to do is we need to make this official. The Thursday night show for the Jira Life we need to find a taco place that's willing to work with us and let us broadcast from there and have the event, everyone invited, at a taco place. And that way we could ask them once and for all for a sandwich and see what we get. And hopefully it's laugh. Because I want to be there for that.
Dude,
virtually, of course, but
if
still.
a taco is a sandwich, they're gonna yell at you.
But I want to record that because I think that'd be hilarious video.
Have you seen the little TikTok with Canelo? Do you guys know who Canelo is?
I don't.
He's like our latest and greatest Mexican boxer. Looks like a total white guy, but he's more Mexican than me, right? But there's this video where he's like he's hungry, right? He just had a fight, and he goes up to this taco place and is like, "Hey, can I have some tacos?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I'll get you some right now." So he gets mad, so he goes to the next taco thing, and he's like, "Hey, can I have some tacos?" And the guy's, "Yeah, just give me a second, I'll get them to you right now," right? And he goes to the third taco guy. He's like, "You better give me a damn taco right now, or I'm gonna beat you up like you've never been beaten up before in your life." And the guy's like, "Here, take a taco," because he's very intimidating in Spanish. You got to hear him trash talk in Spanish, but we might have to do something at that caliber where you gotta like do some trash talking at the taco place just to get the right taco. Fun fact: I'm only gonna take you to taco places where you can only order in Spanish, so be prepared. That's how you know.
No habla español.
Well, you better not. As long as you know how to say freaking sandwich in Spanish, you're gonna be fine.
I mean, I say I don't speak Spanish, but I could usually speak enough to order tacos at every.
Just forget the word sandwich in Spanish then.
I thought the word for sandwich in Spanish was actually tortas.
No, it's a whole different
You
thing.
thought I was going to say tacos, didn't you?
Tortas are a whole different thing, but it's all the same ingredients. Tacos del Pastor. There's you want to be careful with Pastor because not everybody eats piggies.
That's right.
They're phenomenal. Personally, I'm gonna challenge every single one of you. One taco de lengua. You're not leaving Anaheim without a taco de lengua.
Well, it's going to be a tough one.
Why? I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know which one's a lengua. Matt, don't tell people what lengua is.
There you go.
Chorizo's good. We're just gonna. I had a buddy who came from St. Louis once, and we went to one of my favorite taco places in Anaheim, and he got like one of every meat and then a burrito. And I was like, dude, that's like 10 freaking tacos in a burrito. There's no way you're gonna eat that. He pounded that thing so easily. So lots of meat. We got cachete. So cabeza is actually the cheek. So I highly recommend the cheek. It's really
That's
good.
Usually what I get.
If you don't like the taste of, because tongue does have a little bit of an aftertaste, but if you want the same tenderness, definitely go with the cheek or cabeza. There's the shoulder is a good meat as well, and then there's obviously pastor, asada, chorizo, pollo. So we'll make a list. We'll make sure you all eat a lot of tacos while you're here, but bring some Pepto and some. I don't know, hot stuff. You guys aren't used to spicy food. I always eat my stuff non-spicy, but your chiles here. My wife.
I'm really disappointed. I'm not going to make it, Alex, because I'd make you eat some spicy gumbo.
Pork shoulder, aka butt. Yeah.
So Alex, you're planning on a Taco Tuesday, or which day is this now?
I mean, every day is a Taco Tuesday here. I'm telling you, the week between Monday and Thursday is going to be super tight. So it's got to be after or before. The only way this is going to work out here. Right. I might just have them all in my house. I've done this before.
I'm just get just get them catered and delivered to your house.
Yeah, no, the grocery store across the street from my parents' house, they have all the meats ready to go. Just buy them. There's also something called buche, which I'm not a big fan of, but I don't even know what buche translates to. We also have carnitas, which it's basically pulled pork.
Ed's going to help out with that. Ed and Bob.
Doesn't taste the same though. The Mexican pulled pork is very different. I think you guys should just come with the expectation you're only eating Mexican food for a week.
No. You tell me with such a rich history, world history in that area, we're just going to limit it to one of the cultures?
Mexico was the only country that owned California before the U.S.
Doesn't mean it's the only country that had people immigrate there.
Fine. We'll do a night. We'll go out to Westminster, take you a little Korea or a little Vietnam, and you guys can have at it with some ramen if you're into that.
I'm not even going to address what's wrong with that statement.
I was just waiting for that to be called out.
I just can't. If he had said pho, I'm like, okay, that's forgivable. If he had said anything else, but really ramen, are you that confused by your countries?
We have a lot of never mind.
I mean, you probably have a lot of ramen places, but the ramen is not Vietnamese nor Korean.
I was just no, you missed it. I said raw men. Like men that are raw.
Okay, again, for the after dark show.
Oh man, yeah. Well, fine. You guys can go do. There's a street where everything turns Asian on you, and you'll be fine. Lots of Asian food there. Sean doesn't want me to explain a joke. Also, there's a donut place that only opens at 9 p.m. right across the street from the convention center. Might be worth going. My buddy drives all the way from the Mexican border to this place just to get those donuts. I've never had them because I'm usually not awake at 9 p.m. But seems might be the week. No, it's called M&M Donuts. Randy's Donuts is in LA. It'd be too much of a drive to get all the way out there.
So there's donuts, there's Mexican tacos. Let's
have you guys ever had menudo?
What is menudo?
Menudo. So, okay, let me tell you this, guys. Drink a lot. Like, get drunk. The next day, let's go have some menudo. It's the ultimate hangover cure. It's like a Mexican soup, but it's only eaten during breakfast. And if you're ever hungover, like this stuff will clear you right up.
This sounds like a Thursday.
It sounds like a Friday morning. No, it sounds like a Friday morning thing.
So day after bash.
So when is bash, by the way? Is it on Thursday or is it on Wednesday?
It's Thursday night. We got the official calendar.
Oh, calendar's there.
We have for content creators, we got the events that our content creators will be in, and I remember seeing.
Because when they did the Barcelona team, bash was on
Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, let me double check. Pretty sure I saw. Oh no, it's not open anymore.
I have a feeling for Anaheim is going to be on Thursday. For the US ones, they really liked putting it on Thursday.
It's Thursday night. I could have sworn I saw it Thursday night. For some reason, I can't access this dumb thing anymore. Oh, I don't have.
You'll probably wait till after the show, and then it'll just pop up.
You got Jira.
My community.atlassian.com has been like forcing me to go to a different account that doesn't have access, and I can't get to it. It's silly. I don't know how to.
You got Jira's, Alex. You got Jira's.
I got Jira's.
Yeah.
I got the Jira's.
I mean, I got 99 Jiras.
No, I got 99 problems, but a Jira ain't one.
Don't you mean 99 issues?
Is it? Yes, I got 99 issues, but Jira ain't one.
But we can't say that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You got 99 Jiras, but Jira ain't one.
I don't know why Atlassian's changing this. it ain't broke, don't fix it. Has anybody at Atlassian not heard of this?
Have you seen how often Atlassian rebrands something?
Yes.
It's like their whole thing.
8 p.m. to 11 p.m. It will be Bash on the 10th.
Oh.
Which, again, that coincides with Star Wars Night in Disneyland, so for sure it's not going to happen there.
Yeah.
They'll find someplace.
Yeah. DCA, it's always cool. But yeah, the Menudo, look it up. Real good stuff. But Ultimate Hangover Cure. You'll thank me later. Just don't ask me what's in it, because if I tell you, I'll tell you after Teams.
I think people have already been spoiling it in the comments.
No, I have not seen the proper thing that's in there.
But
it's good.
We've got 4 minutes left. Alex, you know what that means?
Time for us to go home?
Almost. I mean, I'm already home. I don't know about you. Or I'm in the void. It's hard to tell sometimes. But now, one of our last quick Quizlets of the year. Yeah, Matt got it right away. So, Vish, what we do is quick Quizlet. We ask you 5 questions. You do not know the questions ahead of time. We are clear on that. They're going to be like A or B or fill in the blank. The idea is to answer as quickly as possible.
All right.
After each question, you'll get a chance to explain your answer, and to which Alex will judge you. And that's the tricky part. You've got to get Alex's approval on these answers.
All right. Let's go.
First question. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Trek.
Star Trek, Alex?
Avengers? I hate both.
No violence.
I mean, Alex doesn't listen to us on anything sci-fi anymore, so I don't know why I ask.
I don't know. Well, I will tell you that Batu is a really cool place at Disneyland.
All right. So second question. Atlassian Cloud or Atlassian Data Center?
Hey, we're all about cloud.
I'm all about that cloud.
Yep. So, question number 3. What AI-based tool have you most recently used?
Not to spoil anything, but is Revyz getting AI soon?
I don't know. My go-to AI assistant is Gemini.
What's wrong with you?
I said I got Jiras.
As long as you guys don't call it Jira, by the way. You can.
Oh, someone did that earlier in the comments, and I chose not to.
They said
draw attention to
Jira.
them.
I saw Jira, but no Jira. As long as you don't call it Jira.
Jiras. Let's do that. So what?
You mean they're not Euros? All right. Question number 4.
Wait a second. Alex, what's your view?
What's your judgment, Alex?
I'm a ChatGPT kind of guy.
What? No Rovo?
I'm not. Atlassian's not ready for that. Atlassian AI is not quite there yet.
All right.
We'll try.
So question number 4. If you could pick any fictional character to help you run an Atlassian system, who would it be and why?
Obelix. You know Obelix?
Was he from the 1960s as well?
Asterix and Obelix. Look it up. My favorite characters. My favorite.
How old are you, bitch?
I'm old. Look them up. Obelix is this guy, big guy. He's got magical powers. He can lift anything you want.
Oh, I remember these now.
The heck did you watch?
Gyras.
Did you not have Cartoon Network growing up? 1959?
the illustration, it's like bad illustration. Go click on the images. No, the images that I think Google Images. If you scroll up, there should be a Google Images thing. Yeah, this looks better. The big guy is Obelix. The little guy is Asterix.
I've heard of these in passing. I have not looked too far into it beyond that, other than know that they are a thing.
Never. This should be on the quiz whiz. We'll stop
Don't
somebody.
give Sajid more ideas, Mr.
Of
Backstabber.
course, Sean remembers these. Sean's as old as this.
These
All
are
right, so last question. How do you pronounce Jira query language initialism? Is it JQuil or JQL?
Or Jay Quillen.
JQL, I think.
Alex, can you live with that?
Yeah, I can. Vish.
You got Jiras or I got Jira?
Don't call him Jira. But Vish, we'll see you in Anaheim. Go get some rest. You look tired.
Yes.
Looking forward to it, guys. Thank you so much for having me here today. It was fun talking about all the Jiras, or the Jiras, whatever you want to call it. But looking forward to Anaheim and meeting all of you. And Rodney, wish you the very best. I hope to see you in Anaheim. I hope you give us a surprise.
Watching Rodney just drop out of nowhere. I told him if traveling or whatever is his problem, like he can just get on a flatbed truck and we'll ship him out here.
And the thing is, I'm trying not to give my father-in-law any ideas because he used to be a fire chief in charge of ambulances, and he has enough connections he could totally pull that off if he got the idea.
I'm gonna talk to your wife. We're gonna make some stuff happen.
My wife agrees with me that I shouldn't go.
I'll send you. My mom's just at home doing nothing. I will send you my mom. She can take care of you for a week.
But no, I do appreciate the sentiment. I do want to be there. But as I said at the start of the show, it's about also being at Team 26 and 27 and so on. And at the rate I'm going right now, that's somewhat in doubt. So now it's time to do something to get things right. As much as Alex does not like it.
No,
but
get things fixed up. Well, and I think looking forward to 26 and 27. Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna go have my first beer again with Sean. Hopefully he picks a better beer this time.
Sean, you gotta take care of my boy here.
I can't believe
Which means you have to get him in as much trouble as possible. Let's be clear about what I'm asking.
I'm so mad he went to go get ice cream without me. Sean, Black Tap, right there in downtown Disney. We just got it. It's like this big, $17. It's a shake. So magically delicious. It's diabetes in a cup, but so well worth it.
In a cup?
It's a cup. It's like literally a cup. It's like this big. It is so good because Sean wanted freaking ice cream after Bash, and downtown Disney stays open till midnight for your shopping convenience.
Of course.
Yes. But Vish, have a good night. Everyone else, we'll see you next time. And as we always say, we didn't choose the Jira Life. Jira Life chose us.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira Guy, Nissen. You can find Alex on YouTube at 8Tech Tutorials, and Rodney's blog is found over at thejiraguy.com. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us live as we record this podcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and our other Jira Amigos of the Peanut Gallery every week to ask your questions, let us know your comments, and just tell us what you're up to. But if you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. We're also available as a podcast over on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you listen to it and think it deserves a rating, we would very much appreciate it, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.